Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Cloud, and welcome to my personal VOD reviews of Locals. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at Game 3 of Week 7 for the OP11 Meta, where I played Purple Black Luffy versus Blue Buggy. Here's the deck list that I played in this match, and if you haven't already done so, please go check out the Locals retro video I made that covers this deck list and my overall thoughts on how Locals went this week. Without further ado, let's hop into the game. Game number 3 for Week 7 of the OP11 Meta, I'm playing Purple Black Luffy versus Blue Buggy. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not quite sure how this matchup is gonna go. Again, this is only the second week that I've ever played Purple Black Luffy, so I'm still learning all the ins and outs, and I'm still making mistakes here and there. So I'm not sure how Purple Black Luffy does into Buggy. My first impressions though are that this matchup can be actually kind of even. And the reason why I think that is because yes, Blue Buggy is able to go wide with a lot of the characters they have in the deck that allow him to play multiple characters, not to mention leader ability, allowing him to cheat out high cost cross-guild characters. Buggy isn't known to be a very aggressive deck. They like to keep their characters active so that by the time they get to the end stages of the game, they can drop their 10 cost Buggy without it being bottom decked by its own effect. So I'm not too afraid of being attacked too much. Meanwhile, on my side, I have access to the 6 cost Beer Luffy, which makes my leader be a 7k base for the majority of the game. I can take that to my advantage and use that to attack back at his characters or at his leader, but it also means that my opponent is actually going to have a hard time attacking back into me. So I think that's going to be the game plan for this match, just going to go ahead and do the usual of trying to get the Beer Luffy out as soon as possible. And then also, I plan on using the Sanji a lot in this match. I know that the Buggy player does play a lot of blockers that are around the 5 cost range. The Sanji is able to rest a 6 cost or less and be a rush unit, so I'm going to use the Sanji a lot to try to rest those characters and be able to attack at the board or attack at life. So that's my game plan for this matchup. I went a little over here, but let's go on to the dice roll. High roll as usual, and it looks like we're going to start off with me. I'm going to roll a 5. And my opponent is also going to roll a 5, so we're going to go again here. I rolled a 6 this time. And they're going to also roll a 6. Wow. Okay, going on to the third roll here. I'm going to roll a 7. And my opponent is going to roll a 9. So they get to pick turn order and they choose to go first. So I will be going second. That's nice for me. The 6 cost Beer Luffy requires that my opponent is at 5 Dawn first in order for me to be able to get the ability activated. So knowing that they're going to be going first means that they're going to hit the 5 Dawn turn first. Let's look at my initial opening hand. We're starting off with 2 3 cost Nico Robins, a 3 cost Black Maria, 6 cost Luffy, and a 1 cost Law. Let's do our counter check. We've got a 2k, a 2k, a 2k, a 1k, and a 1k. Wow, when is the last time I had a full hand of just counter? This is really nice to see. We've got a total of 8k counter in hand, which means I'm feeling pretty safe, so I'm liking this. Looking at the cards themselves, I'm really happy for the 3 cards to the left here, the Nico Robins and the Black Maria. And the reason for that is because these 3 cards are my ramp options in the deck. These cards will allow me to accelerate my Dawn and hopefully be able to get to my top end a lot quicker than my opponent. So happy to see those in hand. I have 3 of them, which means that I have plenty of options to choose from. So not worried there. I am noticing that I do not have the 6 cost Beer Luffy in hand, so this just makes me value the 1 cost Law even more. This Law is the searcher for the deck, and it's going to let me look at the top 4 for a Straw Hat or Hearts type pirate card. And in this case, I'm going to be hoping to use it to find the Beer Luffy. So otherwise, I can't use it to find anything else. So it's a really good card to have in my hand. Overall, I'm actually really liking this hand and I wouldn't mind keeping it at all. Looks like my opponent decided to mulligan here. Let's see what I choose to do. Oh wow, I am choosing to mulligan. Okay. This is very risky, but I guess I am valuing that Beer Luffy a lot. So just mulliganing here gives me a chance to try to get it in hand without having to search, I guess. It does make sense because I am only playing 4 searchers in the deck, so the chances of me finding it are kind of low if I have to rely on searching. Go ahead and... actually, never mind. I think I'm almost done here. Yep. And let's see what our final opening hand is. Okay, we're gonna get a 3-cost Nico Robin, 6-cost Luffy, 6-cost Sanji, 6-cost Luffy, and 1-cost Law. Let's do our counter check. We've got a 2k, a 1k, a 2k, and a 1k. So unfortunately, we did go down in counter in hand, but we still have 6k counter total, which isn't bad at all. And we have 2ks and 1ks, so this is still a good amount to have in hand. Looking at the cards, we also went down on ramp options. We only have the 3-cost Nico Robin now, which makes me really glad that I at least saw one. At least we know we're going to be able to ramp at least once this game. Looking at the other cards, I am happy to see that we did hit the 6-cost Beer Luffy in hand, so now we don't have to search for it. This makes me feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that I already have it ready to go by the time I'm able to play it. And now, I am still happy to see the 1-cost Law in my hand even though we don't have to search for the Beer Luffy anymore. Having this 1-Don turn play means that I can just use it to hopefully find something else in the deck I might need. Looking at my hand right now, it might be another ramp option since I only have 1 in my hand. Could be another 2k, or actually, it might be another Beer Luffy. Reason for that is I have to be careful in this matchup because I know the Buggy player does have access to the 10-cost Buggy, which allows him to bottom deck one of my characters. So there's a high chance this Luffy right here is not going to be sticking around. So it might be actually kind of wise to use this Law to find another Beer Luffy. So not too bad. This hand is actually still pretty good, so happy to see it. But here we go, starting the game. My opponent goes up to 1-Don, and of course we got a fist bump to start the game. He's going to pass to me. I draw a 2-cost Gum Gum Lightning, and I go up to 2-Don for my turn. I'm going to go ahead and tap 1-Don to play out the Law, searching top 4. And what do we find? We find a 3-cost Zoro, 2 6-cost Luffys, and a 3-cost Nico Robin. Immediately, my mind is saying this Robin should be my pickup. It's another ramp tool, so now I'll have 2 ramp cards in my hand to be able to ramp back to back. But it's also a 2k counter, which is really nice. So I would think I pick up that one. The other 3 cards aren't doing much for me. I already have a 6-cost black rush, or not rush Luffy, 6-cost black secret rare Luffy in my hand, so I don't think I need it. But oh my goodness. It looks like we're picking up the 6-cost black secret Luffy. Wow. That is a very strange pick. I mean, if we look at our hand here, we already have one in hand. Picking that Nico Robin would have probably been the better choice, so this might be the first mistake I am seeing right now. I guess the reason why I am picking this 6-cost secret Luffy is because, let's take a look at the card. This Luffy is a black 6-cost 7k power strike character with 1k counter that says once per turn, this character cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effects, and when attacking, you may place 3 cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. If your opponent has 5 or more cards in their hand, your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand. And I guess I'm mainly picking it up for the second part of the ability. I know Buggy players do actually go pretty large in hand size thanks to all of the card draw they do. So having a way for me to be able to trash cards from hand, even if it's a brick, is really good because now I'm reducing how many cards I have to worry about when it comes to countering. So I'm guessing I'm picking up 2, thinking that I can just go back to back with the secret Luffy here, but it's odd since I have the 6-cost Beer Luffy, so I know I'm going to be immediately playing this on my 6-Don turn. And it makes me feel like this was a waste of a pickup here. Yeah, I don't think I needed 2. That kind of sucks. Going back to my opponent, they draw for turn and go up to 3 Dawn, and they're going to start off with a 5k swing at my life, which I choose to take. And then they pass the turn, not doing anything with their 3 Dawn. Huh. Okay, interesting. I draw for turn, it is the Gum Gum Giant, and I go up to 4 Dawn. And before I move on, I just want to say, it's really odd that I took this hit as well. If I go... I won't go back. Yeah, let's just stop there. Okay, I will go back. Let's look at our hand real quick. I clearly have enough counter to get out of this. I could have easily given up one of the secret Luffys here to protect my life, meaning that I would have maintained a high life total going into the rest of this game. I don't need... Whoops, wrong color here. I don't need 2 of these. I should have just countered out instead, but I guess... Yeah, I guess the only reason why I'm taking the hit here is because I want to see more cards in my hand and give myself more options. It's still odd though. I think I should have countered there. That could be misplay number 2 already. We'll see how it plays out though. So yeah, it goes back to me. Draw 2 Dawn. And then we saw it already, but we're gonna tap 3 Dawn to play out the 3-cost Nico Robin. And I'll go ahead and tap 3 my Dawn. Then I minus 2 Dawn. And then from Nico's effect, I gain 1 Dawn back as active. And then from Leader effect, I gain 1 Dawn back as active and 1 Dawn back as rested. And then now, let's see what way I choose to do. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, that's right, I remember. So at this point in the game, I actually kind of forgot if I drew for turn. Having some kind of memory lapse here, but I did already draw for turn, and I was trying to figure out with my opponent whether or not I did. And I believe we do figure it out. Because yeah, at first I was like, I didn't draw for turn, but no, I did draw for turn. So yeah, we're good here. Yep, put the card back, no issues there. Oh no! Oh my goodness. I am so sorry to my opponent. If you didn't see what happened there, let's go back a little bit. Somehow, my Dawn here that I tapped and had rested earlier got rotated back to looking active. And because I saw that, I thought I had the active Dawn, and I moved it back to my active side. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, so it's currently rested. You can see it clearly right there, it's rested. And then, yeah, we're trying to figure out if I drew for turn. I already did draw for turn, so I put this card back. And somehow my hand hit the Dawn and it put it active. Oh no, I'm so sorry to my opponent. Yeah, because I look here and I move it over, that's not good. I should only have 3 active Dawn here because I already activated Nico Robin's effect and I only activated my Luffy effect, or leader ability, so I should only have 3 active Dawn here. I am so sorry. I did not mean to do any kind of sleight of hand or anything malicious. Really sorry to my opponent. This is why I'm VOD reviewing, catching mistakes like this. I must have just had my hands rested on the table and I just accidentally hit it. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, we're gonna proceed, but again, I am sorry. Gotta keep my hands off the table. But I go ahead and attack 5 with my leader, which they choose to take. And then I use 3 Dawn to attach to my Law, and I go another 5k here, which they also choose to take. And then I shouldn't have this Dawn, but okay, I tap 1 Dawn to play the Law. And we are going to take the 7-cost Sanji. Alright. This kind of sucks. This might affect the rest of the game. It's a pretty big, bad play from me. Sorry again. I again don't mean to, do this. And yeah, now I'm feeling kind of bad. Rip. Okay, reminder to self, it's been a while since I've had a bad play like this. Gotta play cleaner, me. Just play cleaner. Looking at the turn though, I will say that this was a good attack from me. Going 5k here with my leader, and then 5k again with my law, means that I get to pressure my opponent's hand. Since they are 2 attacks, they would have to give up 2 cards in hand, but they chose to take it, so that means I was able to get 2 life out of them for free. So, not too bad. Pass back to my opponent. They are now at 5 Dawn. They draw for turn. Let's see what they end up doing. Yeah, normally buggies want to go first because they get to their 5 Dawn turn first, and now they're able to activate their ability, their leader ability, to cheat out a cross-guild type character. So let's see what they end up picking here if they choose to activate it. Really thinking this out, I guess. They have plenty of cards in hand too. It's looking like what? 9-ish cards? Yeah, it's like 9 cards right there. And it looks like they're going to start out with a 5k swing. Ooh, what happened? Whoops, sorry there. 5k swing to my law, which I just let go. Don't need a counter out of that. And then they're going to use leader ability, trashing the 6-cost blocker Mihawk to play out the 8-cost Crocodile and Mihawk. So this is the key card into the deck now. Let's take a look at it. Crocodile and Mihawk is a blue 8-cost 7k power slash and special character with no counter that says, on play, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand, then play up to 1 cross-guild type character card with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. And then once per turn, if your cross-guild type character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may trash 1 card from your hand instead. So it's a very good card for the buggy player. They get to filter their hand a little bit, and then also cheat out a cross-guild character. So let's see what they play out. They have to choose what to trash first here. They already drew 2 cards, and they're going to trash Mr. 1. And then they're going to cheat out the 4-cost Alvida, another strong card for buggy, so we're going to look at that one as well. Alvida is a blue 4-cost 5k power strike character with 1k counter that says, if you have 2 or more characters with a base cost of 5 or more, this character gains +1 cost, and then on play, if your leader is buggy, draw 3 cards and trash 2 cards from hand. And so they did that. They drew 3 and they trashed a Sables and a 8-cost Crocodile Mihawk, which is another interesting choice by my opponent. They trashed 2 very strong cards. It must mean that they have extra copies in hand, so I gotta keep that in mind. Passing back the turn to me, I draw for turn. It was the 3-cost Robin, and I go up to, I think it's 7 Dawn. Yeah, 7 Dawn. So, okay, it looks like I'm asking for trash. And yeah, I am checking this Sables card. It's a tech card that buggy players sometimes play, so I'm going to go ahead and read that as well. Sables is a blue 4-cost main event that says return up to 1 character with a cost of 7 or less to your opponent's hand, and then trigger activate this card's main effect. This card is really scary for me because I am planning on playing my Beer Luffy soon, but Beer Luffy is only a 6-cost. Not to mention, if I am able to put a Dawn on my leader, it would become a 7-cost, which this card still targets. So I now got to play around the fact that he might have this in hand, or he might have more copies in the deck. A little scary for me. Now I've got to consider whether or not I want to play this Beer Luffy. I only have 1 copy in my hand, which means that if he does have it, I'm going to lose it and it's going to affect the rest of the game. But we're going to go for it anyways. I'm going to tap 6 Dawn to play out the Beer Luffy -2 Dawn, and then because of leader ability, I gain 1 Dawn back as active and 1 as rested. And now my leader is a 7k base until the end of my opponent's next turn. My Gum Gum Lightning in hand is now useless because he has the protection. And it looks like we're going to start off by attaching 1 Dawn and going 5k with Robin at my opponent's life, which they give up a 1k counter for. And then I'm going to go 7k with my leader, which they decide to take. Alright, they're taking a lot of cards right now. I should have been keeping track of this and making a mental note that they might just not have the counter. That's kind of unbelievable though, because they have like 9, maybe 10 cards in hand now. So I pass back to my opponent, they draw for turn, and they go up to 7 Dawn. And they play Gravity Blade. Oh my gosh, what a card. Okay, let's talk about this card, because this is not a card I was expecting to see. Gravity Blade Raging Tiger is a blue event, a blue 7-cost event that says main, place up to 2 characters with a cost of 6 or less at the bottom of your owner's deck in any order. Then trigger, place up to 1 character with a cost of 5 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. And unfortunately, I did not attach a Dawn to my leader, which means that my Beer Luffy was only a 6 cost. And that is in range for Gravity Blade, so he plays the Gravity Blade for 7 Dawn and bottom decks both my Robin and my Beer Luffy. This is even worse than Sables because at least Sables would have returned the Beer Luffy to my hand, but now it's at the bottom of my deck and I don't have a backup in hand. That's kind of scary. And I'm looking at a 7k power character on board and a 5k power character on board that's going to come at me right now potentially. So yikes. But instead they choose to pass. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Buggy players don't tend to attack just because they want to maintain active characters that can stay on board so that they can try to get to their 10 Dawn turn and play out the 10 cost Buggy. Alright, that's fine with me. I stay alive a little bit longer. I draw for turn and then I go up to 9 Dawn here. I do another Lightning and I play the 7 cost Sanji. So I had -2 Dawn. I gain 1 Dawn back as active and 1 as rested. And I rest the Alvida, which is only a 5 cost. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I should start clearing out the characters on his board so that he can't have 5 characters that are 5 costs or more for that 10 cost Buggy. So yep, we're gonna go 7k at this Alvida with my Sanji here. They're gonna give up a 2k and a 1k to protect it. Alright. That's 2 cards from hand. And I will pause again. I am feeling a little bad because technically I should have not had this Sanji in hand since I did search off of that law from the extra Dawn I had on that earlier turn. But I would have drawn into it if I didn't do that. So it would have been in my hand at some point. So yes, it's affecting the game right now, but hopefully, I don't know. It's a feels bad situation here. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and tap 2 Dawn, attach it to my Luffy, and I go 7k at the Alvida, which they let go. So maybe they just don't have counter in hand. Alright, pass the turn, my opponent draws for turn, and then they go up to their 9 Dawn turn as well. Let's see what they're gonna do. And they're gonna play 4 cost Pudding, which causes me to have to bottom deck or return my hand to the deck and then shuffle my deck and draw 5 cards, which is insane because I had 8 cards in hand. The only benefit here is that I did not have Beer Luffy, so now I'm kind of hoping, please let me have the Beer Luffy in hand. We did lose out on a lot of counter though, so now I should be a little worried about how much counter I have to defend my life. But hopefully it'll be okay. Let's see what we get off of the Pudding play. We've got 2 cost Gum Gum Lightning, 3 cost Zoro, right there, 4 cost Frankie, 6 cost Beer Luffy, woo, thank goodness, and 3 cost Nico Robin. Alright, not too bad. We have a 2k and a 1k in hand. Okay, that is actually kind of bad. We went down on counter, but we at least got the Beer Luffy in hand. So now we can play that the next turn. Unfortunately, right now though, I've got to deal with a 5k attack coming at my leader. So let's see how we do with this. 5k. I want to give up a 1k to counter out of this. The Frankie is nice because it is a blocker and will let me draw 2 cards. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take it. And it's the 6 cost Secret Rush Luffy. That's not too bad actually. My opponent is now going to attack me for 7k with their Crocodile and Mihawk. I got to give up a 2k and a 1k here, which I end up doing because I do not want to go down to 1 life right now. My opponent's going to tap 5 Dawn to use his leader ability, trashing a Sanji's Pilaf to play out the 7 cost Buggy. This 7 cost Buggy is a good one, so let's go ahead and pull it up. This Buggy is a blue 7 cost 8k power slash character that says this character cannot attack if your leader is Buggy. All cost 3 and 4 characters cannot attack. On play, play up to one 6 cost or lower cross skill type character from your hand. And he chooses to play the 6 cost Mihawk. Another good card here, so I'm gonna pull that up as well. This Mihawk is a blue 6 cost 7k power slash character with no counter that says blocker. On play, draw 2 and trash 1 card from their hand. So they trashed a 6 cost Mihawk. So that tells me they actually had a pretty bricked up hand. They had a Mihawk here, Mihawk in the trash, and then they trashed one earlier. So they had 3 Mihawks in hand. That's a little unfortunate. But okay. Looks like they're gonna end their turn there. Pass back to me. I'm gonna refresh. Draw for turn, it's the 6 cost Secret Luffy. So now I have, or actually I put those all back, so now I have 1 in hand. And I'm at my 10 Dawn turn now. And now I'm gonna go ahead and play tap 6 to play the 6 cost Beer Luffy, minusing 2 Dawn, making my leader a 7k power. Then from Luffy, my leader ability, I will gain 1 Dawn as active and 1 Dawn as rested, leaving me with 5 Dawn as active. And so in my mind right now, yeah, we're gonna go 2 Dawn on Sanji and go 9k at the Crocodile and Mihawk. You can see that my opponent is reaching that point where he has several 5 cost or more characters on board. He has already 3. So next turn, he would have an easy time playing out 2 more and then dropping the 10 cost Buggy on me. I keep talking about it, so let me just put it up on screen. This 10 cost Buggy is a blue 10 cost 12k slash character with no counter that says, on play, place up to one of your opponent's characters at the bottom of your owner's deck. Then if you do not have 5 characters with a cost of 5 or more, place this character at the bottom of the owner's deck. So they're trying to get to that point, that threshold of having 5 characters on board that cost 5 or more. And so my plan should be to try to prevent that. So we're going 9k here at the Mihawk. Crocodile Mihawk, sorry. Which they let go. That's a pretty good sign. Maybe they don't have counter. They did have a blocker, so they could have used that, but okay, I guess. I can't really clear anything else right now. Oh, I actually could. So they let the Crocodile and Mihawk go, which means they no longer have the board protection, and I have a Gum Gum Lightning in hand. I could use it to KO the Pudding, but it's not a 5 cost, so I guess it doesn't matter here. We're gonna go ahead and attach 1 Dawn to my leader and go 8k at my opponent's life. They would have to give up 2Ks out to get out of this. They choose the block, alright, and they give me a 2k to counter. And here I just choose the pass, leaving 2 Dawn up. I guess I'm just kind of representing that I might have Giant in hand. So let's see how they react to this. There was a chance that I should have KO'd the Pudding here with the Gum Gum Lightning, and that's just because it would remove 1 attacker potentially coming at me this turn. But if I do that, I would go down on Dawn, Actually, I'm at 10 Dawn, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll see if that comes to hurt me later. They're gonna tap 3 Dawn to play out Sanji's Pilaf, drawing 2 cards. Okay. 7 Dawn left as active. Let's see what they do with it. So far, I think the game is going all right. I've got the Beer Luffy. He's got to find a way to remove it. He's going to go ahead and tap 1 to play Cross Guild to search the top 5 for a Cross Guild character or Cross Guild card. Let's see what they pick. But yeah, as I was saying, board state is looking pretty good for me. I've got 2 7k powered characters on board. My leader's 7k. This is why I was saying it's going to be kind of even. They're not really attacking me a lot, so it's giving me time to establish my own characters. Oh, they can only search top 4. Sorry, I said top 5 earlier. Top 4. And they do find the 10 cost Buggy. Okay, so I know he still has enough Dawn to play that out. So this Beer Luffy might not be long for the world. I'm gonna take 1 Dawn. Looks like they were gonna, you know, potentially attach it to the pudding, but I am a 7k base right now, so it would have not gone through. Here we go. They're gonna tap 5 Dawn using leader ability. Let's see what they trash. They're gonna trash the 7 cost Buggy, and they're gonna play out the 10 cost Buggy, bottom decking my Beer Luffy, but because they do not have 5 characters on board that cost 5 or more, my opponent has to bottom deck the Buggy as well. So that's why it was good for me to control the board a little bit. If I didn't do that last turn, that Buggy would have been around and I'd have to deal with the 12k power. But it looks like my opponent now attached 1 Dawn to the Mihawk and went 8k at my Sanji. I don't have the counter in hand to protect it, and I don't really want to use the Gum Gum Giant I think I have in hand. Oh no, I only have Lightning, so I don't even have counter in hand to protect it. So yeah, I just had to let it go. That's a little unfortunate for me. So pass back to me. It looks like I drew another Zoro. And now I've got to figure out how to get out of this, because I've got no big characters on board anymore. But my opponent still has the Mihawk that can attack. So we're both in a pretty even state right now. Trying to do some Dawn math here. I know that if I want to play the 6 cost Rush Luffy, I need to have 2 Dawn as active in order to get the double 7k swing off. It might just have to be the move. I think I can't go for game here, so I probably should just try to clear this Mihawk if possible. I could just attach Dawn on my leader to do it. It looks like my opponent only has 3 cards in hand. Pretty good, actually. My opponent trashed a lot of cards in order to defend, I guess. I could also just play the Zoros, try to go wide here. Also play out the 6 cost Luffy as well. Those are all options. But if I play out all those cards in hand, then I'm showing that I don't have counter, which is a little unfortunate. But alright, looks like we're going to go ahead and tap 6 Dawn to play out the 6 cost Secret Rush Luffy, which I'll put on screen, but I won't read it out since you might have seen it from the green-purple Luffy matches I've played. And we're gonna go 7k. Where? We're gonna go 7k to life. Interesting, okay. I will activate the ability to return 2 active Dawn. Thank you for correcting that. To restand my Luffy, and then because of my leader ability, I do gain 1 Dawn back as active and 1 Dawn back as rested. And we've got a 7k coming to life, which he does not counter out, and he just takes. Okay. And then from this Luffy, I do have to take my own life here. Please take my life. Don't give me another Hody Jones situation. But it looks like we're going another 7k to lead with the Luffy. This is really bad. I should be taking this life right now. I do remember, I think my opponent reminds me. Yeah, right here. Yeah, he asks me, I read the card again, I'm like, oh yep, gotta take my life. Did not realize that, so good thing he reminded me. And he chooses to take the hit. Okay. And now I'm left in a situation where he's got, I think, 5 cards in hand. I have Leader Swing, that can be potentially 8k. He hasn't countered out of any of these hits so far, but I don't think I have enough counter to live next turn if he decides to attack back at me. Buggy players do have a lot of 2ks they play in the deck, so an 8k swing can be easily countered out if he has 2ks. And we're just gonna go 5k with Leader to life, which he gives up a 1k for. Okay. And then I go ahead and I use Gum Gum Lightning, minusing 2 Dawn to KO the Pudding, reducing one of his attackers. So that's not too bad. I've got 3k counter in hand. Let's see how he chooses to, you know, attack here. I do have 1 Dawn up, kind of bluffing that I might have Giant in hand. So let's see what he chooses to do. My opponent is at 10 Dawn now with... Oh, it actually looks like they only had... They now have 5 cards in hand, so they had 4 cards in hand before. Okay, they go 5k at my life, which is very lucky for me. I go ahead and counter out of that. 1k, easily. If I was them, I would probably KO the Luffy, since it doesn't look like they can go for game anymore. Getting rid of my Luffy would mean that they don't have to deal with 2 attacks again. But okay, it looks like they're gonna go ahead and tap 5 Dawn, trashing the Mr. 1 to play out 7 cost Crocodile, which lets them play out another Cross Guild type character, and they play out the Moji, which is a blocker. And then they use Leader ability again to play out the 10 cost Buggy, bottom decking my Secret Luffy. I think that was really well played by them. My opponent here. They cleared my board, they established a blocker, and they went really wide. They do have no cards in hand now, but actually they have 2 blockers. So I somehow have to get through 2 blockers and try to win the game here. Fortunately, I have a certain card in my hand. I have the Usohachi. And yep, I'm going to tap 3, play the Usohachi. This Usohachi lets me rest a, I think it's 5 costs. Where is it? Pause real quick. There it is. Yeah. Lets me rest a 5 cost or less if I'm at 8 or more Dawn, which I am. And because Moji is only a 5 cost, I can to rest that. And now they only have 1 blocker and I have 2 attackers. They have no cards in hand, so really easy Dawn math here. I just need to attach 2. Actually, yeah, attach 3 to the law. He has to block. And then I attach 9 or 4 to my Leader to go 9, and I go 9k at my opponent's life, which they cannot counter out of. So I end up winning the game. So I'm gonna say I won the game with a little bit of a caveat because I did have that misplay at the beginning. Once again, sorry to my opponent. That was really bad for me, but at least we caught it here, and I'm calling myself out. I have to play cleaner. You know, just make sure you know where your Dawn are. It is a little rough because I am trying to multi-manage both the game and what I'm recording, so maybe that was it. It could have also been that I mistakenly thought I didn't use Robin's ability. Lots of reasons why, and I just want to say that I did not mean it with bad intent. So, sorry again. But overall, I think it was a really good game. Besides that, my opponent played really well. Yeah, they did what they could. It looked like they had a pretty bricked hand. At that last turn, my opponent could have gone... Let's go back here. Right here. It would have been game for them if they just decided to split their Dawn between these two. Right? They have 10 Dawn up. I only have 1 card in life and 4 cards in hand. They could have gone... I don't know. Let's see... 2 here. You have 8 Dawn left, so another 4 and another 4. So yeah, they could have gone 11 and 11. But I was asking him about this after the match, and he said I was representing Gum Gum Giant this entire game. And so he was worried that I did have Gum Gum Giant in hand. So if I did, that would be a plus 4k here. I do have to trash 1 card, but then I just draw 2 cards. And the chances of those just being a 1k or a 2k is pretty high, which means I can probably get out of one of these swings. Not to mention I do have 1 life, so if I take one of the hits, I would have 5 cards in hand, just increasing the odds of me having counter. And so that tells me it was really good that throughout the match, I was representing Gum Gum Giant. So if you do play, you know, a purple deck, a purple Straw Hat leader, just pretend you have Gum Gum Giant all the time. Pretty good strategy, actually. So, once again, GG's to my opponent. If you guys saw anything else that I could have done better or caught anything I missed, then please let me know. That's the point of these VOD reviews. I want to make sure that I'm playing clean games and improving on my game. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next match. Until next time, remember, keep your minds fresh and your spirits free. See ya!